Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary and I'm the person behind the Sewing Birdie. In today's video I want to show you how to sew my brand new sewing pattern called the Pilvi Bucket Bag. So this is a quilting project and it's a confident beginner intermediate sewing project. But if you are completely new to quilting, don't worry, I had testers also new to quilting and they managed to finish this bag in just a few hours. I will guide you step by step of how to assemble and finish sewing this bag. So if you have been wanting to try sewing a bag, this might be the perfect project to start with. The link for the pattern is in the description box down below, so grab it and let's start. Let's start first with talking about the supplies that you need to make this bag. Of course, you will need fabric, a medium weight fabric like cotton, canvas cotton will be just perfect. The good part is that you can also make this bag using some fabric scraps that you have lying there around. The right amount that you need for the fabric is detailed in the sewing instruction file. And of course, the most important thing that you need to make this bag is the batting or wadding, or if you are new to quilting, this fluffy white material that is soft and fluffy like a cloud. So after testing a lot of waddings for my quilting projects, I decided to go with Vislin R80 or Vislin 281. I found that these are the great ones to use, especially if you are a beginner in quilting. There is no fiber migration in this whatsoever. This will go smooth through your sewing machine and the foot won't get stuck in here. So I highly recommend this for beginners. You can also use this for all your quilting projects, making bags, makeup bags, blankets. You can use it for even clothes like vests or jackets. So I highly recommend using this. But of course there are a lot of other battings out there, so you can choose whichever you can buy or have at hand. But I highly recommend this one. We will start first with quilting the fabric. So I have cut here my main fabric panel, the wadding panel and the lining panel. So you will put your panels like so, the main fabric, the wadding and the lining panel. So the wadding is between the fabrics. And you will quilt all the panels all together. So on the right side of the main fabric I will draw my lines. As you can see, I have here a fabric with a pattern, so I can use these lines from the fabric as my guide and I can create this design. But I will not be using these lines. I want to create another design, so I have here the other panel already made and I have made my lines this way, both horizontal and vertical at a 40-degree angle, so I can create these diamond shapes. So this is what I will be doing in my case for the quilting design. And if you need to draw some lines on your fabric, you can either use a heat erasable pen like this one here, or you can use a plastic thing like this. This is called a Hera marker, and this will not draw your lines, but it will make a crease on the fabric, so it's able to see it up closely. I hope my camera catch this. I will be using a 5 centimeters distance between my lines, and I will place this at a 40-degree angle and I will apply a little bit of pressure and draw the line. I will measure again 5 centimeters and draw another line. So this is how the line will remain on the fabric,
and you will have to stitch on this crease. I recommend to use a longer stitch length, so I have set the stitch length to 4. This is longer than I usually use for stitching, so I think this way it looks nicer, the quilting. I will be also placing a label here, so I have marked the middle and the middle of the label aligned, and I will be placing about 7 centimeters from the edge. Keep in mind that here you have to leave 1 centimeter edge, and also 4 centimeter for the ruffle, so the ruffle will be like so, and then you will place your label. As I mentioned, for quilting I have cut the fabric a little bigger than the final pattern, so now I have cut the final pattern from the paper, and I will be tracing this and cut the final shape. This will be the bottom of the bag. This is the pocket panel. I will fold it wrong sides together. So this is on the right side. And I will press here and then stitch with 0.5 centimeters a straight stitch on this folded edge. And now take one panel of the bag, and this fabric will be the inside of my bag. So I will place the pocket panel here at the bottom edge, and I will stitch it all the way around the sides and the bottom edge, and then a straight stitch right on the middle from the top to the bottom, so I can create 2 pockets. So this is how it should look with the pockets. If you want, you can repeat the same process on the other panel if you want also pockets on this side of the panel. I will only do on one side, so this will be the back of my bag and this will be the front. And now I will place them right sides together like so, and stitch along the sides edges, only the sides, the bottom not, only the sides. So now after stitching we have to finish the raw edges with a bias tape. So you can either stitch this in one step, so sandwich the raw edges between the bias tape and like so, and stitch, making sure you catch also on the other side. Or you can stitch it in 2 steps. So open one side of the bias tape, place it like so, and stitch on this crease that is formed here. And after stitching you will fold once again and stitch on the other side. So this will go like so, and stitch on this side. So let me show you. I will stitch this with this method, so I will open it and stitch. So this is it, and now I will fold it over on the other side and stitch again. And now let me show you the other method. So place it between and stitch. So this is like so. And now grab the bottom. So you'll have some notches on the pattern, so make sure you mark those on your fabric as well. At the bottom of the bag you'll have to fold it in half and make notches here. And now place the main fabric to the main fabric, and you'll have to match the notches. So we have to match the middle notches like so, and the side notches from the bottom panel with the sides seams of the bag. So I will fold this seam towards the panel that will be the back of the bag. So I have placed my label on the front, so I know that this will be the back. So I will fold this towards the back and match with the notch here. And also on this side as well, towards the back, and match the notches like so. And I will stitch this in place all the way around, and then I will also finish with the bias tape. I have stitched the bottom, and now I will be placing the bias tape all the way around, but this time I will be stitching in 2 steps. So I will place the tape like so and stitch, but I will also fold this edge like so and stitch from with the folded edge. So here is the beginning, and I will overlap a little bit the bias tape over it and stitch. And now I will fold it like so on the other side and stitch. And this is how it should look. And now take the ruffle panel, place it right sides together and stitch the short end. After stitching, press the seam open, and on the right side fold it in half and press it all the way around. At the top, make a row of loose stitches so we can gather this panel. So now grab one end of the thread and start pulling so you can gather this to match the top of the bag. So distribute the gathers evenly and pin them in place or clip them in place and stitch all the way around to keep it in place. So I have also stitched the ruffle all the way around the edge, and this is how it should look. And now take the 2 side tabs and you'll have to press them like so. So you'll have your fabric open, fold it in half, wrong sides together, and press along this edge, open it, and then bring the two edges here to meet the middle, like so, and press again, and then fold again in half and press. And this is how it should look. And you will have to repeat the same steps as you did for the tabs with the pressing for the long strap. And now of course we have to also stitch them. So stitch here on this edge along the long side. And if you want to, you can also make a top stitch on the other side, just for the purpose design. If you don't want, you can skip this stitch and make only one stitch here where is this open, so like so. And you'll have to do the same steps for the long strap. So this is all done, and this is how it should look. I have made 2 rows of stitches. Now we have to stitch the tabs, so fold it in half and place it on the sides, on the top edge, and make a stitch. Now for this seam you have to be careful, because here it's going to be a little bit tricky because the side of the side seam, which is quite thick. So I suggest you to sew very slowly here, not to break your needle. You can use your hand wheel on your sewing machine, so you can stitch slowly and not the pedal foot. So be careful here. So these are done, and also I have marked the middle on my front and back. And now take the drawstring panel, and you'll have it on the right side with this loose part here down, and you will grab it and place it inside of the bag. And now match this middle seam with the middle of the bag notch, and now place it inside and pin all the way around. I will pin also on the back. So this is how it should look. Make sure you have this gap on the bottom and stitch all the way around. Also, again, be careful when stitching at the side seams. Here the seam will be thicker and bulky, so make sure you stitch here with a lot of attention. Okay, so this is all done, and now you will have to bring this over, cover this top edge, and secure it with pins. And now let's stitch all the way around. Again, make sure at the side seams to go slowly with your stitches so you won't break your needle. So here is best to use the hand wheel at the side seams. When you reach the side seams, don't forget to use the hand wheel. And now we have to make another stitching line parallel to this one. So we'll have to go 2 centimeters from the folded edge, or 3/4 of an inch, and stitch all the way around. So this is how it should look like, and here we have the channel for the drawstring. Now for the drawstring, you can make it yourself or you can use a cord if you have some. If you want to make it yourself, cut a long strap about 100 centimeters and 4 centimeters wide. Bring the raw edges in the middle and press, and then fold once again in half and press and stitch along this edge. So now let's insert the tie using whatever tool you have. Insert it in the channel. So now let's make a knot here at the ends. Now for the ends of the strap, just double fold it. And make a stitch. Like so. And now you simply pass on the top and tie it here, the strap on one end, and adjust it and tie it on the other end, like so. So this way you will have the longer strap. To make two short straps, simply on one end pass it through the tab. So now this way you have two short handles. And the bag is all done. And that's the end of this sewing video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made the bag, I would really love to see your version of it. So make sure to post it on Instagram and tag me using the Sewing Birdie. I would love to see and reshare your version of it. If you enjoy watching this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any of my sewing videos. I will see you next time. Until then, happy sewing!